everyone, my name is Lala. I'm representative from Group 1 for teaching English as a foreign language. In here, I will show you how to implement one of the method in teaching English. It is grammar translation method. In here, I'll show you the lesson plan and also the implementation in the classroom, which in here I will conduct the online meeting. The first one, I'll show you the lesson plan first. The lesson plan for this class is first, the subject of the lesson the subject of the today's meeting is English. The class or the level is 7th grade beginner, and the topic is narrative text. And our focus skill is improving reading skill and analyzing English grammar through narrative text. So let's just continue to the implementation in the classroom. Hello everyone, good morning. How are you guys doing at home? Apa kabar kalian semuanya di rumah, murid-murid ibu tercinta? Dika, yeah. What you feel today? Excellent. Thank you, Dika. Mang Alit, yes. What you feel today? Pretty good. Thank you. Dewa Ayu, yeah. What you feel today? It's nice to see you, Dewa Ayu. It's lovely to see your happy face, my dear. Alright. So, in the previous meeting, pertemuan sebelumnya kita sudah belajar mengenai report text ya. Jadi today's meeting we going to learn about grammar by using narrative text. Jadi pertemuan kali ini kita akan belajar mengenai struktur bahasa Inggris menggunakan narrative text atau teks narasi ya. Untuk narasi kali ini judulnya yaitu bawang merah dan juga bawang putih. So, before we do the reading activity, sebelum kita membaca teksnya, apa kalian semua sudah membuka file bacaan yang ibu sudah kirim kemarin? Yeah, I sent it through WhatsApp group. You can check the file and then you can open it. Jadi, tanpa kita tunggu lama-lama, let's read the text.
Bawang merah and bawang putih. Once upon a time, there lived a beautiful girl with her father, her stepmother, and her stepsister. One day, her father was passed away. Her stepmother and stepsister treated her very bad, whereas they used to love her before her father passed away. She do all the housework alone. On the morning day, Bawang Putih went to the river to wash all of the clothes. Then, she saw a golden fish who needed help. Its mouth stuck on the hook. Bawang Putih felt sorry about it and helped the poor golden fish. "Thank you so much for your kindness," said the golden fish. Bawang Putih was very surprised that the golden fish could speak. However, the golden fish helped her to wash the clothes and they become best friends. Unfortunately, Bawang Merah, her stepsister, knew about the golden fish. She caught the golden fish and gave it to her mom. After that, they cook it and eat it. When Bawang Putih knew about it, she took the bone and buried it. She felt sad that she could not take care of her best friend. Several days later, grew a beautiful tree on the burial. Surprisingly, a prince came to see it. He needed the tree to make his father well again. When he asked who owned the tree, Bawang Merah said that it was hers. However, when she wanted to pull the tree, She could not do it. Everyone could not do it but Bawang Putih. Bawang Putih pulled the tree easily and gave it to the prince. Then the prince married Bawang Putih. She forgave her stepmother and stepsister, and they lived happily ever after.
Wow, everybody is doing so good. Semuanya pintar membaca ya. Tepuk tangan. Wow, you guys so awesome. Well, after you read the text, who want to tell what is the text all about? Jadi setelah kalian baca semua teks tersebut, siapa yang bisa atau menceritakan ulang cerita dalam teks tersebut? Ya, Lily. You can speak. Go ahead. Ya, Lily, silahkan. Wow, good job, Lily. Yes, that's excellent. Thank you so much, Lily. Everybody answer is excellent. It's pretty good. Good job, guys. Jadi cerita ini menceritakan dua saudara tiri yang memiliki dua perbedaan sikap. Jadi dengan menggunakan teks narasi ini, by using this narrative text, we can identify the grammar that we use in this text. Jadi kita bisa mengidentifikasi struktur bahasa Inggris yang digunakan di sini. Normally, narrative text using past tense in the text. Biasanya dalam teks narasi, tataran bahasa yang digunakan itu adalah past tense atau tata bahasa untuk masa lampau. The characteristic of narrative text is the use of verb to atau kata kerja bentuk kedua di teksnya. Contohnya, for instance, we can look for the verb to or kata kerja bentuk kedua di setiap bacaan. Contohnya, kita bisa melihat bentuk kata kerja kedua were, was, had, wanted, married, cry, buried, dan sebagainya. Alright, let's talk about the first line of the text. Once upon a time, there lived a beautiful girl with her father, her stepmother, and stepsister. Who knows what it means? Siapa yang tahu arti dari kalimat tersebut? Yes, Laila. Please. Awesome, Laila. Thank you so much. Yes, the meaning is, arti dari kalimat tersebut adalah, suatu hari, hiduplah seorang gadis cantik bersama ayah dan juga ibu tiri dan kakak tirinya. Jika kita membelah kalimat tersebut menjadi beberapa kata, maka once upon a time itu artinya adalah menjelaskan keterangan waktu yang sudah lampau. Live di sini adalah bentuk kedua dari kata live yang artinya tinggal, diberikan imbuhan D di akhiran huruf karena kata kerja tersebut sudah terjadi atau sudah dilakukan di masa lampau. Beautiful di sini adalah kata sifat or an adjective word that describe the noun. Kata sifat di sini menjelaskan, mendeskripsikan seseorang atau gadis tersebut. Girl di sini adalah seorang gadis. So, once upon a time, live a beautiful girl itu artinya adalah suatu hari tinggallah seorang gadis cantik. Di sini kita bisa coba mengganti beautiful girl with another word or the synonym of the word. Kita bisa mencari persamaan kata dari kata beautiful untuk memberikan variasi yang lebih banyak di dalam satu teks. Contohnya saja, live a pretty girl, live a beautiful girl, live a wonderful girl, live a gorgeous girl. Jadi, kita tidak hanya monoton dalam satu kata saja seperti beautiful dalam satu paragraf. Kita bisa menuliskan beberapa kata yang menunjukkan satu sifat, yaitu cantik. Contoh lainnya dalam penggunaan sinonim di sini adalah kata father di sini. Kita bisa mencari sinonim dari father di sini. We can look another synonym of father, such as a daddy, dad, or ibu menjadi mom, mommy, atau mama. Jadi, so we reach up the vocabularies in one paragraph. Kita memiliki kekayaan kata dalam satu paragraf dan tidak monoton menggunakan satu kata tersebut. Alright, different example. Contoh berikutnya. On the morning day, Bawang Putih went to the river to wash a lot of clothes. Who knows about the meaning of the sentence? Siapa yang tahu arti dari kalimat tersebut? Yes, Dika. Excellent, Dika. Thank you very much. Yeah, the meaning of the sentence is, suatu pagi, Bawang Putih pergi ke sungai untuk mencuci banyak sekali baju. Ya, itu adalah cara mengidentifikasi penggunaan past tense dalam naratif teks. Salah satunya untuk memperkaya kata-kata atau vocabulary, to reach our vocabulary in one paragraph, we can use the synonym of the word. Kita bisa menggunakan persamaan kata-kata tersebut. Contohnya saja tadi make dalam teks naratif bawang merah dan bawang putih ini, kita bisa mengganti kata make menjadi create, build, set up, establish, or create something. So, jadi variasi kata-kata dalam teks tersebut tidak monoton dalam satu teks. Kita bisa memiliki banyak variasi kata-kata dalam satu teks untuk menjelaskan satu kata tersebut. Alright, how was today's class, my student? Jadi, gimana pertemuan hari ini? Apa kalian mengerti caranya mengidentifikasi teks naratif? You understand how to identify the narrative text by using past tense characteristic? Alright. Yeah. Just remember, narrative text is normally used past tense in the text. So it is showing the action is already happened in the past. Yeah, unfortunately, time is up. We don't have any time. So we will continue the discussion for next meeting. And for today's class, I hope you understand how to identify the narrative text and also the use of past tense. And jadi sampai jumpa di pertemuan selanjutnya. Bye-bye, my dear. Thank you so much, viewers. That's all about the teaching practice with a grammar translation method. This method is focused on the grammar, sentence structure, and word meaning. By using this method, teacher can help the student to learn how to read and write in with the target language. So it is focused on 2 English skills. Alright. I hope from this video you can take the benefit of the grammar translation method into your teaching class. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching.